All right, well, we're going. Oh, you're gonna run a red light. Oh,
What?
Was that red?
No.
It wasn't red.
It was flashing paper.
Copy. All right, well, me and Dan, my lovely apprentice, who's now driving me all the way to Pakenham,
Uber.
we put in a big day at work. We've knocked off at a reasonable time to make our way down to Pakenham, because that's where CMR2 is, the HILUX. So we're on our way to Mox. The tray is done. I'm a little bit annoyed at him. He just put a photo up on Instagram, and I may have seen what it looks like for like the split second, because I was trying to not see it at all. So we're just around the corner now. So we'll get there and we'll have a gaze. But I've seen the tray not on the car, and oh, bloody hell, it looks amazing. So this is gonna change the whole look, and that's where the real build starts. So I'm very excited. Basically, we're gonna get the tray, get home, and then within a day, we're gonna have the canopy on. Within 2 days, we're gonna be away. So, but yeah, anyway, we'll get there and we'll sort it out. And we'll just go look at a sexy piece of aluminium. Oh my God. She looks beautiful. Oh. Yes. Better go see the big man before we start filming stuff. Alright, well, Mox isn't one for being on camera, but we just stayed there, had a chat for ages, and then it got dark pretty much by the time I got home. So, I drove her in the rain, so I've had to wash her already, but here she is in all her glory. So this is the this is the new style tray that Mox is putting out right now. So this is probably, I'm pretty sure this is the first one he's ever made in this style. So the whole idea is just to get a bit more lightweight. Like, it's already, the whole thing's aluminium, but making it lighter again. They just fab every single piece in-house, so it's all Australian made in their factory. So the thing that I like about Mox is it's just one bloke and one young bloke just going to town, doing stuff. They're not like trying to take, he says it all the time, he's like, I'm not trying to take over the world, I'm happy with where I am, I don't want my business to blow up and be some massive production line. So everything is just like folded and made in-house. Like, they don't even buy box section in or anything like that. It all starts off as sheets, and they make the whole entire thing, which makes this incredibly light. So even with all the boxes on it and stuff, he said to me, he's like, this is, you wait to see how light this tray is. You grab this end, so I grab this end, he grabbed the headboard end, and mate, you can curl it. That's how light it is. So this is the Envision Series. So it's a little bit different. The things that are different about this tray compared to some of his older ones is the most visual one that you'll see is all these like integrated tie down points in it. So they're not just for looks, these are actually just functional. Hook your ratchet straps in there, tie anything down you want. And this slight taper in the box there, so how it's not completely flat, it's got a slight taper in it, which I reckon just makes it look absolutely awesome. But the whole idea with this is people get carried away. Like, I know it looks kind of cool, but people like chop this on a huge angle, chop half your box off, and you get this tiny little door. You open this up, it's still the same amount of space as if you had, Axel loves it when I open these doors, I don't know. He thinks there's snacks inside. But you open the door up and it's still the same as just having it completely flush all the way down. So you get a massive opening, which means you can actually get stuff in there. And it's deep and everything. But if you had that cut off an angle, even if you still got that in there, you're halving the size of the box, and you got like this much gap to fit stuff in. Because once you add the seal and everything, it just becomes really small. So it's just a little bit stylish, which I like, just makes it look really, really nice, but you still get the practicality of having such a large box on there. So that's good as well. Things that are slightly different on mine that will be different on the other ones. Obviously the headboard, she's all custom. It's got 11 4x4 in it, which is sick. I'm pretty sure all that part would sort of be the same. This little slot here is actually for my power cable for my canopy to go in, so the power slots into there, because that's the other thing that's slightly different about it. Most of his trays that he makes now, he doesn't do a headboard on them, just literally to save weight, because you don't need a headboard if you've got a canopy. Like, if you run a canopy full time, you don't need it. Obviously we've got a canopy that comes on and off, so, but that canopy that's sitting up in the shed right now, that is not built for this car in particular. That was built for the 80 series. So the headboard is slightly higher, I would say, than what it would normally be. The height of the tray sides are slightly lower just to match the taper on the box, because the canopy is going to be on this car most of the time, but I just still wanted to be able to run tray sides if I wanted to. So the headboard lines up perfectly with the canopy. So normally this angle here would be in line with a little angle on the car, and you get yourself about a 300-ish tray side. We've had to drop that down. This is what I'm talking about with the angle of the canopy. Ours, to match the Razzler tray on the 80 series, doesn't have much height before it kicks up on an angle, so it runs perfectly in line with all that, but that means you can't have your tray sides up to the normal height, which is normally about there. So that's the only thing that is slightly different about this than what would be on most of his trays. We've got the awesome, I don't know what brand light these ones are, but they look freaking awesome. You get a nice red halo around it, and you get the indicators that just go zing, zing. We got the road vision reverse lights on here as well, crazy bright. Even in the daytime I can reverse up to people and blind them. They're that good. We've got the water tank attachments here, so that's your inlet there for filling it up. This is your outlet, which is very simple, just turn it on. I actually got a water pump in it, which is awesome. So like this way, especially having the under tray toolboxes, I can just have a little hose in the toolbox. I can plug it into there, we can hose off stuff or whatever, and it's not a ridiculous amount of flow, so that way we don't use a crazy amount of water either, because if you had it shooting out heat, you just drain the whole thing. So that's a 60-litre water tank. That's it's a, what did he say it was? It was a food grade aluminium tank that they make in-house. They don't buy a plastic one in or anything. It's all made in-house. And all the hoses and stuff going to it, they're all food grade as well. So she's all good. Shouldn't get any green gross stuff in there, which is nice. What else have we got? The guards. These, he said once we get the new wheels for this car, shout out Sniper. Watch this space, that's gonna be nice. We get some new wheels, we'll get the offset right. We can move these guards in and out a little bit to suit. So I want it like pretty much flush, otherwise I'll go ripping them off. But yeah, at the moment they're just placed there. We got the fuel cap, just nice and flush in the tray there. So just a spin on one, which is just a lot nicer than some of the other ones you see coming down the road. There's just a hose hanging out the side, which I just don't rate that at all. But yeah, there's not a hell of a lot to it. On the inside, we've got the checker plate floor. These bolts, they're not holding the tray down or anything, or the floor down. These are actually for my canopy. So these are gonna bolt through the canopy. There's thread already like inbuilt in the tray and everything like that. So we sit it on there and I can just bolt straight through, because you can't really get to it with the toolboxes being there unless you bolted through your toolbox and everything like that, which sucks. So that should make life very easy to put on. But overall, I'm absolutely stoked for this. I reckon it looks bloody amazing. It's plenty of vision out the mirrors. I don't have to get clear views or anything like that. Tray sides are very easily removable, which is good. So it's basically, that's all it is. If you've put tray sides on and off before, you get about 3 latches and you're trying to line them all up and it's really annoying. But these are just simple. That's all it is, and it's on there. Like I said, we're probably not gonna run tray sides very often, but we are for now. So if you wanna go get firewood or something, we can do that, or if I just want to run around without all the extra weight, I can do that as well. This panel here, that's just a bit thicker, because that's the most, obviously, that's where you're going to smack stuff, if you're going to hit stuff. The other thing I like too, instead of having the latch on this side of the tray, it's on the back. So just in case I hit any walls or anything, I'm not going to be opening my tray side or ripping it off. So that's one thing I like. That's when we're talking this car versus the 80 series. On the 80 series, we got a full tube tray, all steel. It's still not crazy heavy, but it is obviously a lot heavier than this. The 80 series being a steel tray, and especially being tube as well, will take a really big impact. Like that thing, if someone crashed into the back of that car, good luck to them, because nothing, I'm pretty sure nothing will even happen to the car. The chassis will probably bend before the tray does, I reckon. Aluminium's obviously it's a little bit weaker, but the main thing with this car is the weight, because it's the littler car, and we're going to be putting a lot of weight onto it as well, so everything is trying to save as much weight as possible. It's definitely not going to be not strong, but aluminium won't take the same hit that steel will. But being a tourer, and we've got under tray toolboxes and stuff like that, it's not going to be, it shouldn't be rubbing against rock walls and stuff like that. So we should be okay. I think if you're going for like a touring setup and you're not going smashing stuff on the weekend and you're not going to Tlangy doing stupid stuff or whatever, alloy is a very, very good option. A little bit more expensive, but definitely worth it in the long run. Just being, one, it's lighter, about half the weight roughly, and two, there's no rust. So if we scratch any of this and scratch through the powder coat or something, like I crash into something, it's not gonna rust, it's just gonna be raw. So on the back as well, we've got the standard reverse camera still wired up to the dash. So chuck it in reverse, it just pops up like factory. So that's always nice. All right, well, enough talking about it. I think we better chuck this canopy on because I'm going away tomorrow. So straight to it. Just a cruisy trip up the Murray, hook the boat up, hopefully have a great time. But let's put her on. Let's see how much she sags on the stock suspension, eh? Nervous doing this for the first time. I think that's not too bad. Just got a cushy wire through. Okay, well obviously I've never put it on this car before, but being straight, having a straight tray, unlike the 80 series, it's all like it's awesome. It kicks out around the wheels and tapers back in. You can't square it up with anything, but this being square is much easier. So I've got it all set basically at like just a little bit higher. So there's still like a little bit of movement in it. I'll just get all the bolts in there. We won't tighten fully up, and then we'll go down. We'll see how far the car goes down. I might measure that actually. I'll measure it and I'll tell you how much it sags. Alright, she's on there. Obviously she's sagged a little bit, but does still have the stock suspension in it. We have gone down. Not actually that much. We've dropped 50 mil. So it's probably not too bad on the stock suspension. That's with the water tank full as well, 60 litres of water. But we'll close this. Get our first look at it, at what she's gonna look like. Full tourer. Jeez, I need to clean this. It's been sitting outside, it's got cobwebs all over it. Let's see what you're looking at. Oh, hell yeah. We're touring, baby. And this HILUX has just gone from completely stock to actually like pretty sick, just like that. So it's just been so convenient and lucky that the canopy off the 80 series is the length of a dual cab tray and about the same height and everything. So he's done a mint job. That is absolutely perfect fitment. I'm stoked with that. It is a bit, my canopy is skinnier than like every other canopy on the market, just to suit. So I know the 80 series is a lot wider, but because of the tray we made it a lot skinnier. But I've still got a bit of protection too. It's not flush, which I know a lot of people like it flush. I prefer stuff not to sit flush because if this hits a wall, like it, even though it's aluminium, it should still take a little bit of a hit, and that should protect me dinting the canopy, which should be nice. But yeah, that is bloody awesome. I'm stoked. Alright, I'll have to get it out of the shed and see what it looks like.
And you know he be riding on the wave. I ain't got a lot to say. Mine's heavy, give me space. Pine's ready, let me blaze. Spend money, what a waste. Time's money, money pays. You ain't ready for the eighth. She ain't ready for the eighth. He be riding on the wave.
Wow, take a look at that. That is beautiful. Definitely need to give the canopy a clean though. She's filthy compared to the tray being brand new, but that's sick. She's big. She's a full tourer now. All right, well, she's out of the shed. That looks awesome. I've actually filmed this before, so this is a few weeks later. I managed to delete the last bit of footage somehow, but here she is. Yeah, very, very happy with how it's all turned out. Couldn't be don't think I could be much happier, to be honest. It's perfect just how it all works out. Just thought I'd give you a quick run through on the Canopy. If you're new around here, I'm actually half packed to go away at the moment. So basically, stereo on the door, a couple light switches, yeah, different colored lights and whatever. This shows you how much power is going in. So right now it's actually making 11 amp hour even with the fridge on somehow with the solar panel on the roof. And if you click that, it's at 97%. It's because I've only got a 100 amp hour lithium in the corner behind the fridge. Got my temperature gauges right there for the fridge as well. That's fridge, freezer, couple USBs, all my fuses down here, really easy to get to. If one blows, it actually lights up the light there, so there's no mucking around. I'm trying to find fuses and everything. A few more light switches because we've got a fair bit going on. We've just got like the normal side light. I've got some lights in the dog box as well, just for when we're putting the puppies to bed at night. This one's pretty fun. They're the bush doof lights, so pretty fun at the Murray over New Year's and Australia Day and whatnot. So, but yeah, got my travel buddy as well. This is basically like the cooking side, slide out table. Fridge, upright fridge is definitely the way to go. Absolutely love it. You can't really see it, but up the back there, I've actually installed, well, I got ProWire to install like a little computer fan a while ago. Biggest game changer ever in the Bushman's fridge. Yeah, can't recommend getting a fan in your upright fridge if you haven't already. The revs, I used to have it up at like 6 or 7 and it still wasn't getting cold. The freezer was freezing over, wouldn't work, have to defrost it all. Now my fridge sits on the rev dial, I got it at 2 and it's colder than it was ever before. So that just comes on when the fridge is on, doesn't draw any power, but it's absolutely fantastic. So if you have one of these fridges, have a look into putting a fan in it because it's a massive game changer. Yeah, on the side, just got the Darchi 180 awning, which is awesome. The Boss aluminium rooftop tent. I've got all lighting and power points up in there. As you can see, the solar panels up on the roof. Got my max tracks. There's normally a shovel up there as well as the axe. Planning on changing all that. Hopefully, the idea is we're gonna run 2 solar panels up there because I'm planning on getting a flat rack on the roof just because there's a bit more gap there than I was sort of hoping for, but that's because the Canopy was not made for this car. So we'll just put a flat rack. I'll move my shovels and max tracks and stuff to the roof and run double solar, which will actually be much better. So on the other side, we have, well, this is a mess. You can't really see much at the moment. I should have planned this. All right, that's a bit better. You can see what's going on now. Mox did a laser cut of his own brand in there, which is cool, but that's actually not just for looks. We've got the fan for the fridge behind there so she can actually breathe. And then this is ProWire's little section, which is absolutely awesome. So you can have fun and turn on all the laser cut lights, which is sick, and everything's recessed so I can't damage anything because as you saw, there's just random stuff in here everywhere. Got the big charger there that takes care of all the charging from the car and the solar and everything. 1000 watt inverter, didn't go over the top. Power points just up in the roof. Pretty easy just to turn that on and off and whatever. A few more cigarette plugs for if we're running like an extra fridge or something, which we do every now and then. More USBs. The solar input for the solar blanket, which I do run a lot when we're going to the Murray and we just sit there for a week or two. And then in the drawer, this is basically where I keep all my tools. It's pretty awesome. It does, there we go. Locks in, so if we're on an angle or something, it will stay open. But yeah, this is just a big storage side. I'm pretty limited for space, to be honest, because I've sacrificed a lot with having the dogs. Yeah, I'll show you in here. There's nothing too special. Just got a divider. Literally the only regret I have about this Canopy is not having that on a hinge. I think that would be quite convenient for just daily use for longer stuff, because as you can see, I don't really have much space. The only thing else in here, which I'm on the wrong side, but just the little cigarette plug there. I got that installed when we did Cape York in the 80 series because we were running a extra fridge in the back here, so which was cool. And then on the back, just the jerry can holders and the ladder. I don't really use them for jerry can holders at all. I put firewood in them I use it as a rubbish bin. I put all the dog food in there, all their bowls, leads, whatever. That's the beauty of having just a fully sealed off one. So there's no crazy laser cut decals in it. It's actually all closable, so you can actually very surprisingly fit a lot of firewood like from home. When it's winter, take some from home when it's already dry, chuck it in the boxes, you get any fire going with that. I am absolutely stoked with how the trays turned out. Bound to just put the canopy on, very helpful. And yeah, made by the man himself, Mox. Can't thank him enough. It's absolutely beautiful, spot on as per usual. Everyone that runs his stuff loves it, and there's a reason for that. So, but yeah, just can't wait to actually, now we've got the canopy on and the tray, we can finally get out there and actually use this car a little bit. Still waiting on, need to do suspension and tyres on the ASAP. I'm actually running the spare at the moment because I'm having some dramas with my tyres being too old and all cracked. But yeah, it gets us out camping at the moment quite comfortably. So yeah, just wrapped to actually get out there and use it. But like I said, a few more mods and I'm keen as to take this thing actually out full driving on a trip. So let me know where you think we should go for a bit of a shakedown run. But yeah, anyway, thanks again to Moxwelding for doing an awesome job, and can't wait to get out there and use it. So I'll catch you guys in the next one. See you guys there.